It's a Flow Friday sports show on Flow FM. Well, the Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club's internal competition is winding down to a very exciting playoffs finish, and we're very happy to be joined again by Paul Dean, the president of the club, who's right in the thick of it. Paul, good to be back with you. How are you getting on?
Yeah, going well. Thanks, Dallas. How are you going?
Not too bad, thank you. And just keeping an eye on how this comp is progressing. It's great to see the action continuing week in, week out. Those who go out and venture down to the courts every Friday night must seriously be getting their money's worth, and I'm sure it's for free anyway. So they're certainly getting a good night's value, Paul, at the moment.
Yeah, we certainly are. There's a lot of good close matches of tennis and a lot of tiebreakers and whatever. So everyone's getting plenty of tennis and, yeah, good value for their membership dollar. Yeah, no doubt. And everyone seems to be enjoying themselves, but we're getting close to the business end of the season, so it looks like we're getting close to an exciting finish.
I'm sure you're all up and about for that because you're a man of business. Now, let's take a look at this, the second to last home and away round of the season. So we had Timburu and Tarita going at it. How did it go, Paul?
Yeah, Timburu and Tarita. This was the match between second and third, and going into it, it was looking likely that this would be a full dress rehearsal for the second and third semi-final. And after this week's round of matches, it's definitely going to be the case. So, this turned out to be a really close match all the way through. So we'll do it again in a few weeks' time. But yeah, Timburu got the upper hand in the ladies flash mixed section there by 9 games there. And then Tarita came back in the men's section, winning that by 13 games. So that made the margin 4 games in Tarita's favour. And then in the last section of the night, the mixed extra doubles, it was Timburu who just came home in front by just a 1 game there. So they closed that 4-game deficit to 3 games there. Tarita winning that by 3 games there. Final scores there. Tarita 10 sets, 78 games. Defeated Timburu 8 sets, 75 games. 3-set winners there were Samuel Mead, Bowden Hastings and Belinda O'Brien playing for Tarita. And the 3-set winners for Timburu were Nigel Hamilton and Mackenzie Clark.
All right, there we have it. And just by the way, some great conditions on the night as well, Paul. So that surely gives every punter every reason to go down for these next few weeks there at the courts, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's some good close matches coming up, as I said. Semi-final weekend's going to be and grand final weekend's going to be very interesting couple of weekends, and along with the tournament and the club championships before that. So, big few weeks coming up.
And the good weather as well. Now, Speed v Cohen. Speed couldn't put the handbrakes on in this one, Paul.
Yeah, Speed couldn't get that win to secure that 4th place. So they are still in 4th place, but they're very vulnerable still. They could lose that 4th place this week, depending on how Cohen will go. Cohen got the win there. In the end, in the first section, the ladies flash mix section, they got a handy lead there. Colin setting themselves up there with a good lead of 17 games there. And my math isn't quite right. It's 13 games there to Colin there, a lead there. And Speed came back a little bit in the men's section there, winning that by 6 games there. That made the difference there. 7 games going into the mixed extra doubles. And then Speed also had a win in the mixed extra doubles there by 2 games there. So that reduced the margin to just 5 games there. So that ended up being a reasonably close match too there. Colwyn 9 sets, 94 games, defeated Speed 9 sets, 89 games. 3-set winners there for Colwyn were Raylene Vine and Chloe Brady. And the 3-set winners there for Speed were Dallas Plant, Dave Jeffries and Joe Brady.
All right, to this weekend's action, and it's going to be a big night tonight, Paul, so looking forward to it all. Firstly, we'll address Kyamal up against Timburu. Kyamal really just playing for pride now at this point in time, I assume. They do actually have a better percentage than Speed, so you never know what might happen. But how do you see it going anyway? Kyamal, big game for them, I assume, than for Timburu.
Yep, absolutely. Kyamal, they tend to sneak into the 4, and they do need to win this one, so it is a big game for them. With their better percentage than Speed. fair for Timberoo. It doesn't really mean a lot, but we've got our place locked in third place there, so we'll definitely play in that second and third semi-final. But, yep, big game for Kymel. They will be keen to win it, and they will also, the other games, they will be hoping for Speed to lose the game against Tarita too. So, good couple of matches there, very important at the bottom end of the ladder there. So, looking forward to it. We'll see what happens.
A Speed best off just making sure they make their own case for being in the finals and take care of their own matters, or do you reckon they can rely on your mob doing them a favour by knocking off Carmel?
Well, the last 2 weeks, Speed has suddenly hit their straps. They beat Timberoo, my team, 2 weeks ago, and they weren't that far off Colwyn. So they've been pretty ordinary for the best part of the season, but the last 2 weeks they've turned it around a little bit. So you never know. They could do the job themselves and knock over Tarita, and then they won't have to worry about Kymel. But Tarita will definitely be the favourites there. So they will also, no doubt, be hoping Kymel can't get the job against Timberoo.
All right, you and Scott Brady secured a pretty nice set of achievements last weekend in the Red Cliffs tournament. So why don't you bring us a little bit of a detailed overview on what this was all about, Paul?
Yes, there's 4 of us from the Ouyen Club headed up to Red Cliffs on last Saturday for their tournament, and myself and Scott Brady were lucky enough, or good enough, whichever way you want to look at it, to secure a win in the A-grade doubles there. So, we played, it's a round robin competition up there, and we played 5 sets and won 4 of them. The only one we lost was to our fellow Ouyen counterparts in Liam Bloom and Lewis Arnold, and we had a few beers on that, so as a bet, so that cost us half a dozen stubbies, but anyway, we recovered from that. That was the first set of the day, which we lost, and then we went on to win the next 4 sets, and that got us the win and brought us home the prize in the A-grade double. So, I think we'll take bragging rights, but I think Liam and Lewis reckon they got the bragging rights because they beat us, but it was a pretty happy trip on the way home Saturday night either way.
Geez, that's a big weekend of tennis, Paul.
Yeah, that's right. We played 3 sets on Friday night and then another 5 sets on Saturday. So, 8 sets of tennis on Friday and Saturday. And, actually a really good week, really good warm-up for our tournament because, we'll be doing something similar then in a couple of weeks too.
Yeah, well, you'll be sleeping like a log in a week or so, Paul, and I'm very jealous to hear it. Paul Dean, President of the Ouyen Lawn Tennis Club, thanks again for joining us here on the Flow Friday Sports Show. We'll speak to you next week.
Yep, no worries. Thanks, fellas. Yep, we'll talk to you then.